And we are sitting here in front of this lovely fireplace on kind of a damp early March day, and I am sitting with...
I'm Amanda Hegge. I'm the director of the Whitehall Community Library.
And we are sitting in this beautiful new library. This is my first time here, and it's beautiful.
I'm so glad that you think so. Thank
Oh,
you.
So did you design it?
Oh, I mean, I had opinions for sure, but
Yeah.
we had a lot of help. But
Yeah.
our library board was in on the process. We had an architect and an interior designer, so it was all, there was a lot of help, a lot of voices.
Yeah.
In
But you had a lot of input, I'll bet.
We did have a lot of input, yep. So, I mean, early on, we had listening sessions where we asked people what they wanted out of their library. And of course, we started that prior to COVID.
Yeah, well, that kind of interfered.
Yes, and then, so we had to scale back our plans, but it all turned out very well.
It's
everything we needed.
beautiful. It's so spacious.
Yeah.
And here we are in this comfortable furniture.
Yeah.
And what I really think is cool is the way the bookshelves are on wheels.
Yeah.
So you can move them around.
Yes, we asked for that specifically. That was, I would say, probably my baby. Born out of both knowing that libraries change a lot over time, and more than probably I can even imagine right now.
Yeah.
And looking backwards, it's changed a lot. And so to serve our interests with the community and having a smaller building, we had to be able to make room for our large programs like our seed swap today, and then just like have flexibility for everything we do. So it's magic. I can move an entire bookshelves on wheels by myself. It just...
It is just a neat concept.
Someday I will get over being excited about that, but it hasn't worn off yet.
And this is compared to where you were situated before you moved here. Mm-hmm. And tell us about that location.
So it's an old storefront. It used to be I think originally was a hardware store, or maybe since the 40s. It was started as a hardware store, and then, but the building wasn't ADA accessible. It was half the size of this. There wasn't very good lighting. It was smelly.
Well, it was cozy.
It was, sure, yeah, it was cozy. It served our purpose while we were there, but we are certainly happy to be in our new space.
Oh, this is just, and then you got moved in here with some help, is that correct?
Yes, yeah, it's funny, I was just talking to Donna about this, like, can you believe that happened? So the entire elementary school from Whitehall Schools came and helped us move our books, and we had a huge community effort moving all of the stuff. So the first day we lined up, asked for the community to bring their trucks and trailers, and we would load everything in the back of the truck, and then we'd have a team to load unload when they got here. It was moved within an hour and 15 minutes, all of the stuff.
An hour and 15 minutes?
An hour and 15 minutes, yep. It was incredible. And then...
Oh my gosh.
That's
like a military maneuver.
It was really good. I mean, we had it all staged by the back door. We had the lineup down the alley, and we just loaded it all up. And then at the end of that week, the elementary school kids came class by class, and everybody grabbed some books, and they took some books off the shelf, they walked them over, they put them on the shelves over here, and then they turned around and did it again, and then we went class by class. So it was, and we got, I would say 2/3 of the books moved that day. So there was a little less left over, but still I mean, to move a library in 3 days is
That's
pretty amazing.
amazing. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
And so, what do you have here besides books?
Oh, I mean, tons of things. So we have Wi-Fi hotspots, snowshoes. I mean, we have the past.
Snowshoes?
We do, yeah. We lend snowshoes for. I mean, you want to come? You want to try snowshoes? We have snowshoes.
What a neat idea.
Yeah, we have board games. We have computers. We have our maker space. And like overall, it's just a place to come and be. We have a meeting room. The whole end of the library can be closed off with a kitchen, bathrooms, and it can be rented for $25 and a $200 fully refundable security deposit. So if you follow the checklist and leave it in good shape, you get your money back. And that's rentable outside of library hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really nifty.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot going on in libraries these days.
Oh, yes.
Besides books.
Oh, yes, most definitely. And we love the books, too. So, like, don't downplay the books.
No, there's so many services that libraries provide nowadays. And the one that I use so much are the audiobooks.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I just, they're on my phone.
Yeah. So we have, I'm glad that you brought that up because we have access to an entire library of audiobooks and ebooks that are free with your library card.
Right, and they have a huge selection.
Yep. And we always, I think every librarian in the county and in the system would honor this, but we are always looking for recommendations. So if there's something that you want to see that we don't have, this is your library. You should request it, and we'll do our best to get it for you.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And besides books, you've got what, periodicals and
periodicals? So magazines, newspapers. I was just trying to think of all the things that we have to lend that are kind of oddball.
Well, I think snowshoes are kind of oddball.
Yeah, snowshoes are kind of oddball. But I mean, so we live. People don't like to go outside in the winter, but you should.
Yeah.
One, it's beautiful and magical, and two, it'll make you feel better.
Right.
So, and that kind of equipment can be a big investment for people.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to do it all the time, or we have winters where there's not snow all the time anymore, it'd be better to borrow them than maybe buy them.
Yeah, and maybe you just want to try them.
Maybe you just want to try it.
Thing, you put on the snowshoes. I'd be like me. I'd probably go boom.
Maybe so, but yeah, I mean that's the whole thing is making it available to try so that we can help people enjoy the place that they live.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now I've got to ask you about this box that's sitting next to us here. What is the story on that?
Okay, so there is a possibility that I'm going to flub this story. So I just want to put a disclaimer. So this box was what went on the train back and forth to the binderies in Madison. So on the other side, it says Grimm. I think it says Grimm's Book Bindery.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they bound the newspapers, and I think that they did the repairs for library materials too.
Oh,
and
cool.
so that came off of the train, and hopefully you'll get a shot of it, but it says Whitehall Public Library, Wisconsin, and it's got the dates on it. But so that crate went back and forth on the train a lot and came back and brought us library materials.
What was the dates on it?
I think it was the 1800s, but I don't know so the first public library in Wisconsin, we're coming up, or in Whitehall was, I should know this, I think it's next year is our...
It was fairly early,
125 years,
Yeah,
I think is what we're coming up on. So it was very early. John O'Melby gave the first lot for
and he was a banker.
And he was a banker, yep. He gave the lot for the library, and then the first librarian was Mrs. Chaffee, and she, I have a picture of her. She's like the most librarian. She's adorable. And, well, the very first person was a janitor and a librarian, but then they hired a librarian, and then it moved on from there.
From the dual role.
Yes. Well, I mean, I would say that hasn't changed.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So that's kind of a special thing.
Yeah, it is a special thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was in the library when we were in the high school, in the old high school building, and then actually Kurt Johnson saved it from the the building, the basement of the that building when right before it was torn down. So
Yeah.
we have Kurt to thank for making sure that
Yeah.
got here.
And I think it says a lot about a community when they put their money into something like a library.
Yes, I mean, it makes me cry. It was,
don't want that.
but well, I won't cry. But like, we wouldn't have this without individual people. We got very few large grants. RCU gave us a big grant. Otto Bremer Trust gave us a big grant, and those, I mean, when I say big, over $150,000.
Wow, well, yeah, that's big.
That's big, but all the rest of the money came from individuals who gave us small gifts and large gifts to make it.
But they could.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
could. Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah. Oh, and Gail Gabriel was the one who gave the initial $750,000 gift. I can't forget him, but
Yeah.
he was, I mean, he made it all happen.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Because then you had to buy this lot too, right?
Yeah, we had to buy the lot. We had some cleanup with the DNR that we had to do, and then we had to fundraise for all of it through a pandemic.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember what this, you were going along and all of a sudden the DNR found that there was some poisons in the dirt or something?
Yeah, so, well, there was a sump in the ground, so a grate over a hole in the ground, and it was essentially just where somebody washed their garage floor off. And what it was like decayed motor oil. It wasn't in huge amounts. It was like only
Yeah.
slightly elevated, but it sent us on an odyssey to clean up the spot. So we did.
Yeah. Well, it seems like there's always something there's always something.
There's
right?
always something,
There's always
yes.
something, yes. Now, do you have any kind of programs here or?
Oh, yes. So we're trying to keep it rolling with the programs. So today we have our seed swap,
Okay.
which is our pop-up farmers market. The farmers garden market is here, and then individuals will bring seeds, and you can switch with people on the table. You can meet with other gardeners who are at the market, and just see if there's something that you don't have that you want to
Yeah.
try. So.
This time of year, at least I am getting so anxious to
Me
get
too.
out there
Yeah.
and start digging in the dirt.
Me too. Yeah. So hopefully that'll like stave off the spring fever a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have an intergenerational snack time that happens the 4th Wednesday of every month. So we invite people of all ages to come and learn a little bit about preparing food and then make a snack together.
Oh.
We do that in conjunction with the Trempealeau County ADRC. And then we also, another thing that I think is really great is the Trempealeau County Sheriff's Department is doing their badges program for adults here on Thursday.
Okay.
But, I mean, I could go on and on. So
Yeah, so you're
I'll
getting
just
lots
give you
of
a little-
use.
Yes,
Yes.
lots of use.
That's
most
great.
definitely. Yeah.
So have you got any projections of other things that you want to do in the future?
Again, the list is very long. In general, this is a public building and it should be used all the time.
Right, yeah.
I know we have a genealogy club starting up with the Whitehall Area Historical Foundation.
neat.
I'm applying for a grant. Who knows if we'll get it?
Yeah.
For a kayak kiosk, so lending kayaks from the
Wow.
library. To go along with our new canoe landing
Right, now
at
we've
the
got these
Lions
nifty,
Club.
yes, thanks to the Rod and Gun Club,
Yes.
Elk Rod and Gun Club. It's been great.
Yeah, it's really good. So I have high hopes in just like maintaining the library as a community resource.
Yeah.
So
it's unlimited. the thing.
unlimited,
Yes.
anything that you can imagine, and I'm
Yeah.
always looking for ideas. So if people think of something, or there's a program that you want to do, or you need help doing. Like, again, this is your library. I can't
Sure.
stress it enough. So
And
let's give it a shot.
Do you ever, now, I know you're new, do you think maybe you'll get some speakers or something at some point?
Oh,
or-
yes. So we're always interested in having authors come. We are working, we have in the past, and we'll probably host them here, but we're having the woman who wrote Squirrel is Alive, which is a World War II history, at the Independence Opera House. They have a little bigger space,
Yeah.
and so we're co-hosting with that them on
That's
1st
nice
or May 1st.
when you're working together.
Yeah, we're buddies for the most part.
Yeah.
No, all the time.
That's great.
yeah.
Because Independence is talking about getting a new library as well.
I mean, that is a tremendous gift.
Yeah.
I am so pleased for them about
Yes,
that. It's going to be a beautiful facility.
And like I say, I really think it says good things about a community that get behind a new library.
Yeah,
Boy,
absolutely.
couldn't find a better thing.
No, I agree. I mean, talk about an inflation buster,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, really. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And who actually built this? Was it a local company or somebody from another part?
Weezer Brothers from the Crescent did the building of the building. They won the bid. And then the city's engineering firm was our architect, SEH.
Well, that worked out. And
Yeah, it did.
my brother was an architect and worked a lot with Weezer Brothers.
Oh,
and
he did?
They do an
Okay.
excellent job.
I had no complaints.
Yes,
I was really
yeah.
happy to work with them.
Yeah, I think that's great. And there's so many little surprises in this library. You've got a couple of booths over here.
Yeah, a couple of booths where, I mean, really it's for anybody. You can sit and have your lunch. You can sit and chat and play games.
Yeah.
Over in the corner, we have our maker space and private meeting space. So we have a closet full of art supplies that people
cool.
can help themselves to.
Yeah.
There's usually a project set up there.
Yeah.
So it's just a place to come and tinker.
And I saw when we came in here, it looks like you had a telescope.
Yep, we have a telescope that you can lend.
Just about everything here.
I forget about the telescope. It was part of our NASA at My Library grant, which was a national grant we won in like 2018, I'm going to say. And it's a pretty good telescope. It takes a little practice, but it's a good one.
And I think this is so neat. When I was a kid down in Galesville, once or twice a month we got to go down to the library in Galesville.
Yeah.
And at that time, I think it was strictly books. There
Yeah.
might have been some magazines or newspapers.
Yeah.
But the librarian was, such a good lady. She let me take out whatever I wanted. You know, she never said, well, this book is too old for you, or you can't probably figure this out.
Right. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
We don't, our feeling is it's your job, it's the job of the parent to say what's okay for your kid to check out. Libraries are fully behind the freedom to read and the freedom to expression, and so we will support that and make sure that all voices are heard as much as we can.
And I just have to put in a little dinger here for the audio books.
Yeah.
Because I love them, and I listen to 2 or 3 of them a week, I swear.
Yeah.
Because I can put them on my radio, I can listen to them on my earplug things, and I can be washing dishes or sweeping the floor or outside doing some job that's, hideously boring.
Yeah.
And I can be listening to a book. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only way that I've read books as a mother of 2 young children.
Sure.
I didn't know how I was going to keep up. To have them free from your library is an incredible resource.
Yeah, and they have a huge selection. It's all online, and it's called Libby, right?
Libby, yep.
Yes. And is that just Wisconsin?
No, Libby is all over the United States. Wisconsin is a little special, though, because we share everything on a statewide level. So anybody in the state of Wisconsin can have a library card in any Wisconsin library. So you could go to Door County and get a library card. But the ebooks, so one, there's a lot of use, but also we share at the state level, and then every library system can purchase their own, so to get people a little faster, and then they go to the statewide collection.
Yeah.
So
it's really great. And sometimes, you got to wait for a book a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you get it eventually, and there's lots of other ones in the meantime.
Well, I was going to say, and little known librarian tip, if you have more than one person in your family, you can link the library cards and use your other family members' holds. So you get 10 holds per person.
Yeah.
But if you have 2 people, you can have 20 holds.
Yeah,
You have
that's
4
true.
people, you can have 40 holds. So there you can make a lot of use out of that app.
That'd be me with about 50 holds, I'm afraid.
Nothing wrong with that.
They're all wonderful things. And when my boys were little, it was my sanity was kind of kept in place by going to the library, so I didn't have to read the same book over over and over to them.
And we know that that's one of the best things that you can do for your child is to read to them from birth. There's so many statistics that state that if you read to your kid, that's better than really any economic advantage.
Yeah, it is. Pretty simple. And, you know, when they're young, those brains are like sponges. They just they absorb all this stuff.
Right.
And it's really wonderful.
And I wanted to put a plug in, too, about, like, saving sanity. The library is a place to play. If you look at our children's area, we have big magnet tiles. So in the winter, if you have trouble or you're looking for a place to take your kids just to, like, as a change of scenery and you need a free place to go, you can come to the library. It's not a silent place anymore.
So, and tell us what's going on here today, kind of a special little event.
So, like I mentioned before, it's our seed swap. So everybody in the community, anybody is welcome to bring seeds. We just ask that you label them so you know generally like when you bought them, so you can have some expectation for germination. And then we also have a pop-up farmers market. So the farmers garden market is here today, and all of their vendors are here selling breads. You know, the winter, winter stuff, maple syrup, crafts. The winter farmers market goods.
Oh, that's great.
So it's really good.
So it's very much community, isn't it? With all kinds of different things going on.
Yeah.
And that's great. Well, if you have something else going on here at any time, feel free to contact us.
I will. Yeah.
Because we love to promote the libraries.
Yeah.
And I just can't say enough good things about libraries because they've been part of my life since I was small, very small. Yeah. And my daughter-in-law is a librarian to kick.
She is? Where is she a librarian?
Down by St. Louis.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yep.
Good.
So it kind of runs in the family.
I always love to know another librarian or hear of them out in the wild.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Amanda.
Yeah, thanks for talking to me.
Thanks for taking the time. And this is a lovely place to sit here in front of the
Come
fireplace.
Sit by the fire anytime.
The roaring fire. This is a nice one. You don't have to take out the ashes.
Nope, you don't. It's just a flip of a switch.
Yes. Yep. That's modern technology.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
So what are you setting up here today?
I have my art note cards and some tea towels that I have printed with my designs on them. So that's what I have out right now.
And you're Sharon Christensen.
Yes.
Are you from town here?
I live down by Ettrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is nice that you came up for this. I love the chickens.
Oh, thank you.
Chickens are the hot item lately.
Exactly. And I had a dozen eggs to bring, but of course I forgot them on the counter.
Oh.
So that's too bad. And then I have a whole bag of seeds to swap. So
cool.
I'll get those out in a second.
This will be fun. Thank you.
Yeah, looks like we got quite a bit of stuff here. So.
Yeah, I think there will be. And here we have the eggs, which are pretty precious these days. We're just talking to you for the TV station, WTCO, the local. And you've got the eggs and all kinds of jam. What else have you got here?
We have some salsa and pickled stuff and pickled jalapenos and zucchini relish.
Oh boy.
It's always a popular one.
Yeah.
And then Mom has a bunch of garden bags, as well as towels and just so
Sewing
Yeah.
items. It's
Yeah.
fun to do.
So do you go to the farmer's market all summer?
Yes, we
You do.
It's fun to get out and
Yeah.
meet everybody.
Oh, I'll bet it
Just to
is.
hear the stories. It's
Yeah.
just really fun.
Yeah, this is great. I think, hope they do it more. These are cute. What are these?
It could be a little change purse, or like this one in particular is your little poopy bag for your dog, and you can hook it on the leash.
That's
so
great.
It's ready to go.
What a neat idea. So you spend all winter doing this?
On and off. And I do other stuff.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
just busy all the time.
Sure.
You got to keep busy. So,
Yeah, that's important.
Thank you.
This is great. And what kind of things have you got? Are these refrigerator magnets?
no, these are handmade sugar cookies.
Oh, they're cookies. I thought they were magnets. That's great. Boy, that's a lot of work.
It is. I think just decorating took me about 12 hours.
Oh my goodness.
The baking was about 3 hours.
Yeah. Works of art, I'll tell you. And are you local?
Yeah, just from Independence.
Okay. That's great. And here I thought they were something you put up on the refrigerator. I suppose you could.
Probably good.
And you've got plants.
Yes, hi. I'm Kathy from Ettrick, and my grandson and I have grown large pumpkins, the giant Atlantic pumpkins. So
That's a big deal these days, isn't it?
And then we do a little gardening. We've been growing pumpkin patches since he was really little. So
Yeah. So these are the seeds for the giant pumpkins.
yes,
Wow.
and that's kind of some of the stages there in his
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah. Now you need a forklift to move them though.
A skid steer or tractor?
Sure.
Sure.
That's amazing. There's always something you can do, you know, isn't
So
there?
he did really good his first year.
Oh,
He won Rookie of the Year. in
Wow.
Tuna with a 957 pound
oh my goodness.
pumpkin. Yeah.
Is this your grandson?
My grandson, yeah.
Oh, what a cool
He'll be
thing.
coming.
What a cool thing.
Yeah.
The genesis of a giant pumpkin. Oh, that is really neat. And this must be dried apples,
Yeah,
huh?
we have dehydrated apples
Uh-huh.
from Prom King Orchard.
Oh, sure, up by Osseo.
Yep, my name is Pat Prom, and so that's how it got the name.
I always wondered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prom King Orchard.
That's
It's in
nice.
Kings Valley.
Yeah, yeah,
Prom
prom king.
That's where it came from.
That's neat. Is this your honey too?
No, this is another Pat.
Oh,
We're sharing a table.
okay.
Hi, I'm Pat. I have honey and jellies.
Oh,
For
okay.
now, summertime comes, we'll have the vegetables
Sure.
and stuff. So,
Wow. And do you have your own bees?
yes. Unfortunately, it was so cold this year, they all died.
Well, it
And
might
then-
not be the weather. I mean, there have been
and then
some terrible
my
die-offs.
husband's into a bee club, and they said half of Wisconsin bees died this year because of the cold weather.
Well, I think it's more to it, but yeah, there's been terrible die-offs.
Yeah,
Terrible.
So we have to start all over again and
Yeah.
spring from scratch.
Yep. But it's beautiful honey. Nice. Neat stuff.